Hello and welcome back to my channel. Happy August. We are just over halfway through the year of 2026 and I am going to do a deep dive into my income streams in this video and how much I've made in each one this year so far. You're getting all the juicy details today. I've been wanting to create a video like this for a little while. As y'all know, if you've been here at least this year, I love to do monthly budget roundups. So my breakdown of my business finances every month, along with my 9-to-5 salary job and how much I spend every month. I love the financial transparency content on the internet. And so I've decided to do that myself this year. I've really enjoyed sharing my business journey with all of you, how much I make in my business, what I spend in my business, and then how much I spend on my day-to-day monthly routine and where my paycheck money goes. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. My name is Cornelia. I live in Western Canada. I kind of hop around between BC, Alberta, but I'm originally from out east, Ontario, Nova Scotia. So I'm across Canada and I work multiple jobs. I have a full-time 9-to-5 salary job. I'm a producer in the commercial space, so I produce commercials. I used to work in film and television when I lived in Toronto. And now, alongside that, I also run a small candle business. I have some real estate income. I have a marketing business and a wedding content creation business. So I added all of my income streams up today, and there is 7 of them. And I'm gonna break those down for you today. So thank you for being here, and let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. All right, first things first, I'm gonna break down all 7 of my income streams for you, and then we will dive into how much I've made in each one. Now, it gets a little bit complicated when we talk about tax, whether it's gross pay versus net pay. So my salary job is obviously taxed when I get paid. So I'm gonna tell you those numbers, my after-tax amount, because that's how much lands in my bank account. But when it comes to my businesses, I don't pay tax on that right away because the money just comes in from my clients and I pay tax at the end of the year. Mind you, I typically have a lot of expenses that go with my business income, so I am able to save on taxes a little bit. I am not incorporated yet. I am a sole proprietor, which just means that I fill out a T2125 income tax form if you live in Canada, and I claim all of my income that comes in through my various business income streams, and then I have write-offs that go against my income, which helps me pay less tax. If you want a video about how I do my accounting, I could make one of those, but it is a bit complicated. So for today's video, just to keep it simple, I'm going to share with you my numbers that come into my bank account. Just note that my business numbers I've not yet paid tax on them, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's dive into all 7 of them. So first being my salary job, my 9-to-5, honestly, it's the bulk of my income. I am a producer. I then do UGC work. Now I'm going to group UGC and influencer work together just for the sake of this video. I am starting to make more money as an influencer in the last few months, which is very exciting. But it's essentially the same thing as UGC. UGC, I just don't post it on my profile. So we'll say UGC creator and influencer as another bucket. I have a small candle business, North Star Candle Co. I also make money from part-time real estate. So the house that I live in, I also sometimes rent out, and that is an income source. Now, I don't utilize that money personally. I won't go into the backstory of it, but basically it goes into a very separate account that pays for things around the house. But I will count it for today's video just because it is part of the pie. I just personally don't use that money. It's like it doesn't exist in my bank account. And then I also have a wedding content creation business called Ivory Social. I have a marketing business where I do content strategy and creative development and social media management for clients called Studio Audrey. And then number 7 would be my investments. I can't do 7 because I'm using a microphone. Would be my investment portfolio and dividends that I earn on my investments, which is a very, very, very tiny amount, but I figured I would count it because as I get older and as my investments grow, that will be more of my income, which is exciting. It's the goal to have that be a lot more of your income as you get older. So those are the 7 income streams. Now let's break them down by totals. Does anyone else have an obsession with Coke Zero? It's like, I don't drink it when I'm traveling or when I'm on vacation, but whenever I'm working, I like need a Coke at the end of the day. I don't have one every day, but like once, oops, I forgot my microphone. Once or twice a week, I will have a Coke Zero. And I know it's so bad for you, but it just eases my stress and I enjoy it. So anyways, okay, let's dive into my finances. And I will tell you what I've made so far in 2026. Right, I got my tracker open here. So I do use the CoPlenty trackers for both my personal and my business finances. They're great. It's an awesome way to track your spending and your income. I have linked my personal link below. If you do purchase through my link, you will get a discount, and I do get commission off of that purchase, but I would not recommend it if I didn't love it. I've been using them for 2 years, so I highly recommend. So if I open up my 2026 yearly budget, I have made a total income so far of $40,304.37. Now, what I will say is that this is predominantly my salary. There have been a few months where I've gotten some cash gifts or reimbursements, but that wouldn't make up more than probably $500 of this total. So I would say $40,000 is a very good estimate as to what I've made in my salary job this year as of August 11th, 2026. So as you can tell, that is a very large piece of the pie, and it takes up the bulk of my time as well. It's a 40-hour-a-week job. It's quite demanding, and I'm on set a lot of times too, which is longer days. And yeah, so this job definitely pays the best, but it also takes up the most amount of my time. The second highest income resource that I have is real estate. Like I said, I do rent out a portion of my house, and that total this year has been $13,665. Like I said earlier in the video, I do not pocket this money, so in my mind, it's not really part of my income, but when I have to file my taxes, they see it as income, of course, but it goes into a separate bank account, not used for anything personal or even my business. It's all for house expenses and any savings. But yes, just shy of $14,000, which is not too shabby. You know, especially when my partner and I have 2 mortgages to pay. We both pay a mortgage, and it's nice to have a little bit of extra wiggle room because owning a house is very expensive and a lot more work than I ever anticipated. My third biggest income profit that I have is my candle business, which is hilarious because I feel like I don't make much money from my candles at all, but my digital work, my influencing work, my marketing business, that is all still very much in the beginning phases of taking off. And so my candles actually bring in more income than my digital business, which in a year from now, I hope that is very opposite. But my total candle income this year so far has been $6,253.92. The problem with the candle business though is that, like, yes, that's my income, that's my revenue, but if you were to actually know what my profit is, it's like a lot worse because I've actually spent in my candle business, let me pull it up, because revenue and profit is very different. For those of you who don't know, revenue is how much money comes in, but profit is how much you make after all the expenses have been paid. So yes, I've made $6,253.92 in my candle business, but my expenses in my candle business, my total expenses for my candle business has been $4,422. So really, I've only actually made a profit of like $2,000. So that's a big, factor. And even in my digital business, I have a lot of expenses. So I will tell you the totals of revenue, but profit is a lot less. So it's been interesting building businesses. Let me just tell you that. And then after salary, real estate, candle business, that would then be UGC work. As a UGC creator this year, I have made a total of $8,702.06, which actually beats my candle business. I totally miscalculated that, or else I didn't check my UGC before I checked my candles. But yeah, the total for UGC creator is about $8,000, which my goal this year was to make $15,000 as a UGC creator, and I am over halfway to that. So I'm very confident by the end of 2026 that I'll be able to hit that goal of $15,000. And I hope in the next year, I'm manifesting that is going to be the biggest chunk of the pie, is the brand deals, the work as an influencer, and then everything else will come secondary. That is what I'm working towards, especially working on this YouTube channel and my short form content. If you like short form, check out my page. Instagram and TikTok are both Cornelia Audrey, and I really like sharing on there multiple times a week. So don't forget to give me a follow on those. So if we look at after influencer, I'm basically not doing these in order anymore because I'm just telling you them as they flow. So we've gone through salary, we've gone through real estate, we've gone through candle business, we've gone through UGC creator, and we've gone through influencer. Next would be my marketing clients, which is now my business called Studio Audrey. So essentially that business is a marketing agency where I create content calendars, I support creative direction for businesses. So anything from putting websites together, social media management, content generation, whether that be for TikTok, Instagram, Google. I will support business owners in their content and marketing journey. So that is a new business that I've launched in the last month. I have made a total in that business this year so far of $2,535. And this is something that I'm going to start putting a lot of my focus and energy into as I head into the fall. And I'm hoping that this will be a very strong base for my business income. I think this is something that business owners need support with. And I have a lot of experience in this type of world. So I'm going to put my energy into that. And I hope that that income will really start to grow. And then my sixth income stream is Ivory Social, which is my wedding and event content business that I run with my friend Gabby. So we have done one paid wedding so far. So the total for that business is about $350 because we split it. First bride a discount, so the package was lower than what we would normally charge. And then I've done content for my friends this year, but it's all been free of charge just to build my portfolio. So this business has been the one I think I've had the most struggle with this year because I thought it would take off a lot quicker than it has. And it's something that I'm still figuring out how to make work because I really enjoy it and I think there's a lot of potential there. But I'm just trying to learn how to get clients in the wedding world. So we're working on that. And then income stream number 7 would be my dividends from my investments. I do all my investing. Well, I do some with my bank. I have a bank account with TD Canada Trust, and then which has an RSP and a TFSA. But then the majority of my investing and savings is through WealthSimple. Now, I don't have a full total of how much dividends I have made this year through my WealthSimple account, but what I can say is every month I'll get a kickback of a few bucks in my accounts. I will gain interest in my savings accounts. I will get dividends from my ETF accounts. And so the market also fluctuates. So I'm gonna give this one a few $100 this year. Again, I don't have the total number for you, but that is a way that I'm making a little bit of extra cash that'll just keep compounding over time. The key is to have investments that compound with time so that if you start investing when you're 30, for example, by the time you're 65, the interest will have compounded over 35 years. And that is how to invest. I'm just kidding. That's not how, that's a very small piece of the pie of how to invest. But those are my Coles notes on how to just get started young is open up a TFSA. That'd be like my first piece of advice. RSP is great, but I think TFSA is the most important because it's a tax-free savings account. And then start some emergency savings funds, fund money savings funds. Like I love to have multiple savings accounts in WealthSimple where I can stash money every month so that if I am going on a trip, I can dig into that. If I have a car problem, I can dig into my emergency fund. And then I have a variety of investment accounts through WealthSimple, which are through ETFs, and they're very user-friendly. So open up an account. It's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. And if you have any questions about investing or how I got started, comment down below. I could also make a video about that. But use my link because you will get a $30 credit if you sign up through my link for WealthSimple. So that was a bit of a mumbo jumbo amount of information, but now let's get ready for some grand totals. So if we look at my personal income this year of $40,304 plus my business income total of $17,778, I have a grand total this year so far of $58,082, which is not too shabby for August. I will say, I had a job when I first moved to Alberta where my salary was $65,000. So this is a moment to be like, okay, the hard work is paying off. I'm not making $50,000 a month yet, like some creators do, but this is pretty solid. to say like by August, that's where I'm at. So my goal of hitting 6 figures will come true. Obviously I have expenses that will be deducted from that. So on my T4 at the end of the year, when I file my taxes, it isn't gonna show the top amount because I will have things against my income, but this is a good amount. So I will do another touch base like this at the end of 2026 to let you guys know where I landed in my numbers. If you like financial transparency content, please subscribe and give me some ideas of future videos because I love talking about this kind of stuff. Sometimes I feel like it is a little bit like TMI, but I've always been someone who's been very open about money. I'm not old school in the sense of I don't feel like I have to hide everything. I find it really interesting and empowering when women can talk about finances and showcase their knowledge on the topic. So I'm all for it. And if you make content like this too, drop your handle down below. I would love to follow along. Thank you as always for being here, for supporting my journey. I wouldn't be here without the support of all of you. And I will see you in next week's vlog. Ciao.